to the Penniless Podcast. Tuba, 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 tuba. Welcome to the Penniless Podcast. Tuba, 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 tuba.
Welcome to the Penniless Podcast. We did one of those fun things where we forgot to press record. So this is actually a second round. I feel like
so
the challenge
excited.
should be we should answer the questions differently. How do
Okay.
you feel?
Just on another level.
Yeah, because I feel like
Let's do it.
when you ask
Yep.
the same question but then you have the same answers, it feels like really dumb. So
I have
let's
the same answers. I'm not changing.
So welcome to the Penniless Podcast. It is great to be here, obviously. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. This has happened once before, and I'll put it out there to put it in chat. Which episode do you think it happened to
Because
last
we
time?
didn't acknowledge it, so you'll never know.
We didn't. You won't.
Yeah.
Unless
So
we tell
which-
you.
yeah,
If
which
you guys
one
can figure it out.
Do you think was recorded a second time?
Yeah. You
Yeah.
tell us.
That's
Yeah.
a good game.
Yeah,
Love it.
it is. So we've already done an introduction in the previous one where I didn't record it, but we'll do another one right now.
Are you gonna-
And you're going to be so shocked at what I say. This is the too cool chill skater, the hoodoo hooroo, alligator, old school player and gamer, high flyer, all round fun time, the Beckatron 2001.
Point two.
I did take two. Welcome to the podcast. This is Beck.
Thanks so much for having me.
It's
again.
good to have you here
Yeah,
again.
it's nice to have you back. And you did that little game time, hey, I'm going to join just for a little bit as well. So we've had you, this is your third time now?
I had a little taster.
Yeah.
And then like the initiation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now I'm in.
Yeah.
And I'm so keen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which truthfully, it's probably the best way to actually get into it, so you get the feel for it and actually understand the questions and what the podcast is about. Because you did the taster for the games, and then you had the duo with you and Ben.
Yeah.
And
So
now
you
we're
had
on a
backup.
solo.
I know.
How are you feeling?
Drunk.
We've actually had a really good time beforehand. So we had cheese platter, or part of a cheese platter, some chicken nuggets, and some potato jams, which is the randomest dinner ever. And
But
we've
the
been
best dinner.
best,
The best
dinner.
dinner. Yeah, it was
And-
a bit of girl dinner.
Yeah, yeah.
Girl dinner.
Girl dinner.
No, I ate it too.
James is a girl.
Lady James with his lady bits. Anyway, and we had some espresso martinis. Well, it was cold brew martinis, really, wasn't it?
Yeah. What's the name of your cold brew business?
A little naughty cold brew, and it's
love
not a
it.
business. It's just me making it. And
It's
it's it's called Little Naughty because it's in a beer bottle, and I've got the caps and stuff, and I bring it into work
In a
And-
stubby.
In a stubby, yeah,
Yeah.
a beer bottle, yeah. And
It's not a business. It's just you at a random time of day, all of a sudden getting up. So you're just sitting there on your phone and then you're like, cold brew! And then you just have to get up and then all of a sudden you've realised you've got 13 hours before you need to be somewhere and you madly have to make cold brew this second or you won't have it in time,
Yeah.
which means in fast forward 13 hours, he's madly
It's down to
bottling
good science.
cold brew, bottling it before we then need to
literally
be
that.
somewhere.
Yeah.
Like literally, he's like, I just need to sort this out, and he's bottling coffee.
it's intense. I've done a lot of stuff. It's like a science experiment, right? I've tried it infusing. I've tried it with the cold press. I was trying the drip method, all that kind of fun stuff. And I've changed the size of the grinds. I bought a different grinder. Oh my God.
Agitation. We've worked with agitation.
And stirring at the end, and then
Filtering types.
filtering types, couple of filters.
The amount of
know-
water that you add.
yeah.
Could you add like some like vanilla pods
Yep.
to the
Oh.
dripping process?
Yeah,
How
you
good
can.
would that be?
Yeah. Yeah, or like cinnamon or something. You could add anything to it.
That's more ideas that I hadn't thought of.
It's more things
More
to work
complicated.
with. Yeah.
Let's do this. That's what I'm all about. Okay, so we've gotten through, and I haven't even introduced for any new people that are watching. This is a very casual podcast. How we run it is we do a bunch of random questions at the start. We do a game time, which in this case will be Incoherent, which will be a bit of fun. So Bec will verse Liz in Incoherent. And Incoherent, if you don't know what that is, they just get incoherent words on the screen, and you guys can play along and try and beat them, obviously, and they have to try and figure out what the actual statement says. And then we go into our deep dive, which is down the rabbit hole, which we found out was a Warren earlier in the season. And we're talking about fashion, I think, this week, like dumb fashion through history or something, like that.
Oh,
Just
my God. Dumb
fashion across the times. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Weird
but
and
we,
wonderful.
if you want to check out any of the other stuff, we literally talk about anything from bed socks to alien breakfasts and anyway stuff. So that's where we're at. So I feel like we can get into the questions.
Okay, great.
Now, pre-warning, we've asked these questions before. I'm challenging us to come up with something different, but if you've got the same answers, I'll just go with it and pretend I'm shocked anyway.
It was
Let's
a
go.
rehearsal.
It was a rehearsal. We're doing so much better this time. Liz, have you got the questions?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Do I have a question? Let me think.
That's true.
Okay, yeah, I've got a question.
No way.
Is this better?
Yeah.
Is this better? Okay,
All
great.
right.
You should get like an Oscar for that.
Okay, so my question is, I'm going to butcher this now. So, if I was about to say,
come out of your nose?
I was about to say if you were a tree. No, if there was,
If there was a tree.
if there was a tree. No, if you could pick something, okay. If you could pick something that doesn't currently grow on trees to grow on trees. I did this so well last time.
I know, and I had the best answer last time, and I think I'm going to change it.
Do you want me to check the recording for what you asked last time?
No.
'cause
There's
there
no
isn't one.
recording.
There isn't one.
Dickhead.
So pick something that doesn't currently grow on trees that you would love to grow on trees. And particularly like you would like a tree of this. Like I want you to have a tree in your backyard.
Yeah.
Not just generically you could find it. You would want one of these trees.
Yeah.
What do you got?
I really honestly wanted to change my answer.
Really?
You want to stick with the same one, don't
But
you?
I want to stick with the same one because it's so good.
What's your answer?
I want a tree that grows kittens.
Do you know what? That's different. First time you said cats.
True. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the vision is a little bit more well developed in my head
Great.
now.
Talk us through it.
So we did discuss like it coming out of like pods.
Great.
But
And the tail was attached.
Yeah, I don't
that's
like
what I
that.
said.
I
Oh.
like what you said.
How would
Yeah.
it be attached? Or
It's
just
in a seed pod.
It's in a seed pod.
It's in a
it
seed
grows
pod.
in a
It's
pod.
like a big, beautiful. Oh, cord. It's in a big, beautiful tree, and it's got these big, dangly pods.
yeah.
and
Okay.
It
it's
hangs like
and it
near the
swells.
ground and it just
Yeah, and it just like kind of like swells, and then when the seed pod gets really fat, it drops.
yeah.
And
It
then
just like a little bit to the ground. It's basically on the
Yeah,
ground
because
anyway.
it's
It
hanging
just like
so much.
correct. It
Is
just
the
like
seed pod, like,
lays down.
full of water or something? Some sort
No,
of liquid?
it's not.
It's
no,
just air.
no,
It's
it's,
just
not
floating in it.
There's
It's-
nothing gross
It's
about
like
it.
fluffy.
Nothing gross.
It's fluffy on the inside. It's just
Yeah.
it's just gently just holding
Yeah.
onto this kitten.
And then it just opens, and this cute
Opens?
little kitten with a big head and a little stiff tail just runs out
Oh.
and picks you.
Imagine
Okay.
it gets out and it stretches.
Okay, so oh my god, you guys are ridiculous.
Oh,
It stretches out of its seed pod.
like how can you not be happy if you had a cat tree?
Okay, this is where it gets dangerous, right?
I'm sorry, I can't listen to you right now.
So, okay, it's a mature tree. You've got a
Yes.
mature tree. So,
Yes.
how many kittens are coming out of this tree?
5 a year.
5? Well,
Yeah.
well, it's not your tree, Liz.
No, I think that's pretty reasonable.
5.
Yeah, it's not producing a whole bunch of fruit.
You
So,
get
and
5
this is
cats.
every year you
Yeah.
get 5 cats.
Yeah.
Correct.
How often do you buy a cat for your own house?
You don't need to buy them because you have
You
a
have a
tree.
tree.
Yeah, but like in normal life.
Oh, well, I
Yeah.
have 2.
You don't have to keep them all.
Yeah,
Okay.
you would give them away. It's like sharing happiness.
How
Yeah.
many people would have this tree?
Just one. Me.
Oh, it's just you that has the tree.
That's you've raised a really good point.
Do you want one?
No, I just mean, can other people like take a cutting of your cat tree and then they are then growing
They
cats?
propagate it.
Yes.
And then like heaps of people have these cat trees.
and then there's this overpopulation of cats, and also then there already is.
And then cats
But it
like,
could be like that Greek island that's full of cats.
and cats evolve and they become the new alpha. Like
the alpha
and-
species.
Yeah.
All because we started off with the
cat tree.
What have I done?
It's the end of the world. The cats are taking over. And they've sunk
Okay.
I really think
the
just
Statue of Liberties. Like,
Just like, okay, so you're just
Why?
thinking.
just don't think about it too much.
It's
Okay.
a special tree. There's
Yeah.
only one of them. If
One.
you took a cutting, it wouldn't work. It's
Yeah.
specialized. It's just this. It's magical. It's just this tree.
It needs my fingerprint.
yeah,
Okay.
it's just this tree.
There's like a little knot in the tree, and
Yeah.
you like
Yeah.
to like
Yeah,
give me
cool.
5 cats. Come on, let's go.
Yeah.
yeah, cool.
Yeah.
So originally I was thinking chicken tikka masala.
Oh, in the
little
last
bites.
recording?
The last recording
Yeah,
that we did.
okay, cool.
What would you do now?
And then I was like, oh, if you can do just things or like other animals and stuff like that, then I was like, maybe I could have something that I could sell. And then I thought of bikes, and that's where I went last time. But then I was like, why don't I just have it like hatch like diamonds or something?
Yeah,
What
that's
about
not
that?
bad.
A
Yeah.
little diamond tree.
Yeah.
A diamond tree. And no one could propagate it. It's just my tree.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Fingerprint scanner.
Fingerprint
I
scanner
just-
on a
Yeah.
tree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also feel like other people would find that really valuable and like try and
They'd
steal
wanna
the
kill me.
diamonds. Take the tree or take the diamonds from the tree.
Yeah.
Like I want it to be really exciting for me. Okay, so you know what
What
type
if you
of tree
put
I
a
would want?
cage around it?
Yeah, still.
I have a new tree.
Okay,
You
I
have a new tree. I bought it. It's beautiful.
I stole it. It's a diamond tree. No, so the type of tree I would want, okay, is a tree that it grew the perfect book for me that I just
Clever.
loved. So like I spent some
Like
time
for
with
that
it.
moment of time.
Whatever
reads
I
your
needed
brain.
at that point in time, and it just like
Yes.
produced. I just came out, and I would just like spend time with it, and then it would just produce this book, and I would read it, and it would just be the best book I've ever read at that moment.
Do you know it would be so nice if the tree like also produced like a nice cozy blanket?
Wouldn't it?
Like it's like, here's your book and here's
Yeah.
your blanket.
Just like this nice area, just like that I could just snuggle up under and read my book. Oh, beautiful. That's what I'd want.
I
So
want to
did you
steal
s-
your tree.
Did you say you had another tree?
Yeah, I did. How good would it be to have a tree that's like near your front door, and when you leave for work, it just like going off
It
the
puts
food
your
thing?
shoes on.
No,
Let's
a tree.
come back to that in a moment. But
You can leaf shoes. You step into these leaves and it just straps around with vines.
Okie doke. Do you remember Okie doke?
Okie doke. Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry. Okay.
Little.
Yeah.
No, a tree that is like near your front door when you leave for work. It's got everything that you need for your lunch that day,
Yeah.
and it just sprouts off the tree.
Yeah, it's a lunch
and so
tree.
it's like, here's a snack, here's your breakfast,
Yeah.
here's your lunch, here's your afternoon snack.
Yeah.
Boop, 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 boop. And it's like every day it's something different.
Yeah.
And so it like grows the shit overnight.
Yeah.
And
It
then in the morning-
produces the food. Also, if it could produce the food that one, I like, two, beneficial for my body that I need at that point in time. Like
Yes.
intuitive tree.
reads your mind.
Love that.
How
Do you have to
good.
water it with like milk or something?
No, I don't think you
Sorry,
should
okay.
water any plant with
Everyone is lactose intolerant. I don't think that's going to be beneficial.
You know what? That's not true. 35% of people can process lactose.
It's still the minority.
Yeah, they don't exist.
Conspiracy.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's go to another question.
Do
All
you,
right.
do you have a question?
Weird. I have a question.
Great.
I
let's-
actually
let's go
can't
to that
remember what the
question. I don't remember the question.
This is cool. I've forgotten it already.
If you could introduce something into our daily lives from another culture, what would you introduce and why? And this
That
was the
one.
one that we put onto the podcast, which got a lot of attention and one answer, which was from Bec. Bec was like, I have my answers ready. Ha 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 ha.
Wahaha.
Yeah, like a villain. Yeah.
Yeah. I just wanted to be the best. And obviously I won because no one else
Obviously, you are the
commented.
best. Okay, well, tell us what you've got.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's your
so
answer?
I had a feeling because you had two, right?
Yeah.
And
So the first one,
we guessed together, and we in
did
the
like a
last
Step Brothers
podcast,
moment.
We did.
We did. We're like,
in the last
3, 2,
in the last recording, we did the 1, 2, 3, 4, which sounded like this: 1, 2, 3, 4.
siesta.
Yeah,
Woo!
which is
Good reenactment, guys.
yeah, that was like exactly the same.
Except it was like 3, 2, 1. Who counts 1, 2, 3, 4?
Yeah,
And
it
then
doesn't
Did I
make
do
sense.
that?
Yeah, you
Yeah,
did.
weirdo.
This is what happened last time. I got called a weirdo.
Yeah.
loser.
Yes.
Lahu as the her.
So
What movie is
sad.
that from?
I don't know.
That's
Loser,
from
the movie.
The Mask.
That'd be great.
It's from The Mask.
Yes.
Yeah.
But anyway, I do think siesta's a good choice.
Definitely
Like,
is. Oh my God, have a nap.
I don't want to not talk about it because you guys guessed it before. But I didn't even think of it, and I'm such a fan. Just big fan. You've had a big lunch.
Which we did the other day.
I
We
need
had
a nap.
burgers.
I need a nap. I get sleepy. Why
Yeah.
can I not have a nap? Why
Yeah.
is that not okay?
Yeah. What did you do? You had a nap on your desk and
Well, you put.
You just put your head down a bit.
I have never worked in a corporate environment until this job.
yeah,
And I just thought that if you put your head on your desk,
should be fine.
that's fine. But
Yeah.
you put your head on your desk and everyone's like, oh, are you okay?
Are
you okay?
Oh, you should go.
I'm like, I'm just having a fucking nap.
Siesta.
Leave me
Siesta, mate.
alone.
Siesta.
Yeah,
I'm
like,
sorry. Have you
I'm
not heard
okay.
of siesta? Go look it up.
Right.
I feel like if you put one of those, what do you call it? The
Sombreros.
on your
They'd
head.
understand. They'd be like, oh, siesta.
oh, siesta. That makes sense. Is that cultural appropriation?
Yes.
No comment.
You said you had two. Do you have another one?
Yes.
What's your other one?
My other one.
Yes.
I was going to say was
Was and still is.
KFC at Christmas.
KFC at
Brilliant.
Japanese
Yeah.
tradition.
And just so everyone's aware, we didn't record the last one, but Liz actually guessed it as well, didn't you?
I did guess it.
Yeah.
'Cause
Yeah,
how good?
you said Japanese tradition.
Yeah.
KFC at Christmas. It's worldwide known now that it's such a big deal, and I just don't understand why KFC in Australia is not open at Christmas time. Like, it doesn't make sense. Such
Maybe
a big
that-
fan.
Maybe that's a conspiracy. The prawn industry is like
Do you
They
reckon?
are
the fuck
petitioning
down KFC.
Yeah.
because otherwise no one's going to buy a whole bag of prawns in
There's
November
no
for
way.
Christmas.
Of course they're not.
Because when you could pick fried chicken, why would you pick
Why
prawns?
would you?
Hold on.
No offense.
So the seafood shops aren't open on Christmas, are they? You get them
No.
beforehand
The day
as well.
before.
Oh, see, I don't eat prawns, so I don't know. I don't
Yeah.
participate.
Okay.
Don't
But I
participate
did
in
raise
the
a good
prawnings.
point.
No.
KFC has never been a contender in Australia because it's not open. Yep. But also because we didn't have air fryers.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
this
so
is new. This is a
this-
new development.
What we need to understand is we can have KFC at Christmas time now. We have air fryers that make KFC chicken just as good as it is, if not better.
Yeah.
Put
I mean,
out your
we've
air
had dis-
fryers.
We've had
Air
discussions.
fryers. The
Just as
Kmart air
good,
fryers
if
with the
not better.
forums.
They are so good.
They
$49.
So good.
Going strong.
So I think we start.
2 years now.
Oh, mine's been 3.
yeah.
I got one for my 30th birthday
Yeah.
and I use it every day.
But do people know that KFC, they can have KFC for Christmas? Like, do we start? I think we need to do some awareness around Australia. You can have KFC for Christmas.
What
agree.
technology has come along that's changed our culture?
Air fryers.
Yeah, for us.
Yeah.
Now we have KFC for Christmas.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. That's going to completely change our culture.
I like how we're talking about air fryers and not iPhones or something.
Nah, air fryers completely changed it.
Yeah, love it.
I don't know anything else that's really changed that much. Air
Yeah.
fryers.
So my answer was Brazilian dancing.
Because why not?
Yeah. Yeah, because I like to dance.
You like to dance?
And I was embarrassed last time when we were recording it.
Yeah, and now
Being like, yeah, I just brought it up again because
We don't care anymore.
Yeah.
we don't. Like, we're fine with it now.
Beck's like, I don't even care anymore.
Like,
Whee!
let's Brazilian dancing, bring it on.
Yeah,
like,
let's do
we're
it.
on board.
Shake
Yeah.
your bum bum, shake your bum bum, shake your bum bum. I love
Shake
Ricky
my
Martin.
bum bum.
How good is Ricky Martin?
He's the best.
Yeah.
I saw him live once
Did you? Where did you see him?
at the NRL Grand Final
Oh,
that year that I won the NRL.
you
Grand
won
Final.
it.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Personally,
Yeah.
there was one try scored.
So,
that
hold
you
on,
won.
hold on, hold on,
I
hold on,
won.
hold on.
Yeah.
You don't sort of paint the picture of an NRL player.
Nah, I won.
It was me. I won. I won.
Can we just go back to like the fact you saw him live? And I have such an appreciation for that. But today in my normal job,
Yeah.
I asked a group of people, just as this like fun get to know you activity, to list answers to a few questions. One, favorite food. Two people had KFC. Great. The next one was, what was the first concert you ever went to, or the most recent? I don't mind. Concert/show, and 2 or more people said they've never been to anything.
That doesn't. Oh, that hurts me. I literally went
That's
to this.
really sad. Wait, how?
This one. I literally went to this. This is the shirt.
Yeah.
Oh.
From
And-
Dream on Dreamer.
And so
that
someone
we
was
went
like,
to with Sean.
I don't know. I went to the Wiggles when I was a child. And I was like, would you know? Like I saw 3 comedians over the Brisbane Comedy Festival. Have you seen a comedian or a musical or an event? And they were like, oh, no.
What did
no,
they do?
I don't know.
That's really sad.
I know. I felt bad. I was like, oh, I've seen so many shows just this
It's like,
year.
what
Get
do you
out
do with your
there.
money? And they're like, save.
Yeah. They're like, I don't know.
I pay my
What's the-
house down.
What's the point in saving if you're not living?
Exactly.
So can this be my question? What is the first, like, what you classify as the first concert or like event that you went to?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My first gig that I
Yeah.
went to was Jack Johnson
Oh, great.
at River
first gig.
Stage.
How good.
Yeah. And it was like a bit of a double header. So I just moved to Brisbane with my best friend Caitlin. And we had tickets because we'd lived in Bundy for so long.
Yeah.
We were like, fuck yeah, let's go see some shit. And we're like, what's on in Brisbane? And we saw Jack Johnson at River Stage. And then in the same week, we saw Muse at the Entertainment Centre. And I was just like, live music.
Wow.
It was really good. Yeah.
How good.
So it was like, just get in there.
How
How about you?
well, I'd like to know yours first, James. What do you classify as your first? Like, I mean, I didn't classify when he was talking about the Wiggles. Like, yes, I went and saw the guy who sings "Sheep are cute, sheep are cute, sheep are soft and curly." I don't classify that. I saw that when I was 3.
I'm
How's it
sorry,
keep-
what
keep
is
going,
that?
Keep going. So, sheep are cute.
Bob the Kelpie, the song. Bob the Kelpie.
Sheep
No.
are
Not
familiar?
Sheep are cute.
Sheep are soft and curly. When I take them into town, I have to start early, 'cause they never go the way I want. So I need someone to help me. I just give a whistle and I go for Bob the Kelpie. Okay,
That's a song.
no, that's a song.
I feel
Yeah.
like that's
Don-
somewhere very deep and dark in
Don
my brain.
Spencer, look him up. He's great. He signed my VHS when I was 3.
Aw.
What's yours?
I actually can't really remember, but there was probably okay. So there was a concert. There was like a show that was like all ages when I was in high school that we went to, which was Frenzal Rom.
Oh.
And I just remember that one in particular because I went with my friend Tabla, who
Yeah.
sometimes watches this. So if he's watching, hello. We went there, and I don't know if you know Frenzal. You know Frenzal Rom?
What's their like biggest hit? Because I remember
Punch
that
in the face, probably.
I remember the name of that band, but I can't recall what
They're like punk rock. They're like real like punk rock. Like their songs are like a minute and a half. Punk like
Just ridiculousness.
just ridiculous.
How good's a song though that goes for a minute and a half?
Oh,
Yeah,
Just like
classic.
how I was saying
Yeah.
to you the other day, a movie, 90 minutes.
that's
yeah,
it.
done.
Yeah.
Anything
Yeah.
that's longer, don't care for
Nah.
it.
Yeah. Anyway, so we went in there, lots of energy, mosh pit, and it was probably the first time we went into a mosh pit. And
But
was
did you
sweaty.
die?
I didn't die, but Jamie Tabler, he came out with. So you know how black t-shirts it has the ring around your neck.
He just had the ring.
He just had the ring with the shirt hanging down here, so his shirt got ripped off in the mosh pit. I remember that.
Jesus.
I went to like a lot of local gigs, right? But
Yeah.
my first, what I would classify as the real concert that I went to was was when I was 17 at university. I hadn't quite turned 18 yet.
Yeah.
It was Avril Lavigne.
Oh!
And I was such a diehard Avril fan. And actually, I didn't book tickets. A friend of my brother's came down and he was such a big fan and they had a spare ticket because someone didn't come down.
Yeah.
And I lived in Brisbane and he asked if I wanted to come. And I was so excited. And we were literally like 2 steps back from the stage and
Oh
I
my
got the
God.
drummer's drumstick.
No.
Yeah. I was
So
so
good.
it was just like the best time. I just had the best time.
skater boy.
I'm
Yeah.
so jealous.
So
he
I
says,
loved
see you
it.
later, boy.
She is amazing.
Yeah.
She's touring at the moment and whatever her last show was, she just brought on Simple Plan.
Yeah.
And I was just like,
If she was dating someone in that at one stage or something, wasn't she? And now that's Chad or someone or something.
oh yeah, he got with a he.
then they get married.
Yeah, probably.
Have you heard
Yeah.
that conspiracy that Avril
She's been replaced.
Lavigne is dead?
If
Yeah.
She's been
you
replaced with someone else.
if you've listened to our prior episode about musical conspiracy theories, you can
With
find
Tim
out more
Price? Go
about,
check out that one.
oh,
about Avril Lavigne.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
How did we get to this?
big fan. It was my question
Culture.
about.
Oh no.
No, it was my big question
Gigs.
about gigs.
Gigs. Oh,
What was your
I love
first
it.
gig? That was my question.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, and that we
Enjoyed
feel
it.
bad for anyone that hasn't gone to.
Yeah. Do yourself a favor.
Yeah,
see
go
what's
out.
on and
Go
go
out
see
to
a
a gig.
gig.
Go
Just-
out. It's
Yeah.
Anyway, it's the feeling you get, right?
It
You go in
is.
there and you make sure you get in the crowd. Don't just sit up the
Yeah.
top. Just
No.
get in the crowd.
Get in
Really
amongst
feel
it.
it. You'll feel the
Just-
heat, and the bodies, and the
The
street,
sweat
the
and
bass, and the
When the bass gets like when you
Oh,
feel it like in your
yeah.
heart, and it's like boom, boom.
and the
Yeah.
kick.
Oh.
Do, do, do.
So you're like, am I having a
Guys,
Yeah,
We-
yeah.
No, it's just a good time.
Yeah, just a good time. It's fun.
we might need a moment.
That's called adrenaline. You'll be fine. But yeah, get into it, man.
Yep.
Get into it. 100%. My goal for this year is 24 bands in 24. So
Yeah.
I'm getting there. I think I'm more than halfway, which is good. Which is
Very
good.
good. Very
I'm
good.
working on
Very
it.
good, very good. Some pretty good bands in there.
Very
too.
nice.
nice. Nice.
Very nice.
Very nice.
How much?
All right, I have a question. Tell us your favorite camping story. For everyone
So
playing
this is
at
where
home,
we were up
this is
to.
where we're up to. So yeah, this is where we figured out we weren't recording anymore.
Strap
what are we
in.
in? 27 minutes in. Nah, great.
But I hadn't even asked about the gigs thing. That was off the fly.
That
It was.
was.
To be fair, we've actually talked about completely different stuff this time. So
The first
for
recording
those-
is just between us and
Yeah.
it's secret and
yeah,
sacred.
sacred.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Only for our patrons. No.
Yeah.
So
like
now,
and subscribe.
now
So
we have
funny.
some camping.
Yeah, camping. So
I'm
okay,
keen
the
to know.
backstory about this, right? Bec and Ben were on last time, and I'd been told about this, and I had it written in my
You were
notes.
told to ask
I was told to ask about this story
and didn't.
because it made someone giggle once. So that's where we're at. I need to ask it again. So have you got a good camping story? We've got one as well.
Yeah, we'll tell you one.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
I have a camping story.
Oh, you too.
And it's quite traumatic.
Like you're sad about it.
Do you need support? Like, do you need me to come over there and just like pat you on the back while you tell it, or
Rub my
just
back.
yeah? I'm happy to do it. But,
No, so I think I've worked through it.
Okay,
I've driven on dirt roads since.
okay, cool.
Okay.
And yeah.
So
anyway.
this was about driving on a dirt road? Yeah. Okay. This
Okay.
is good. All right, tell us.
All right. So let me paint a picture.
All right.
You know? Okay.
Artist.
Emerald Beach. Have you ever heard of Emerald Beach?
Emerald Beach.
Nah.
It's on the New South Wales coast.
Okay.
And we would go there every year for a camping trip with my family. And then this trip, it was with my family and Ben's family. So we're all
Oh.
driving down. You know, my parents are driving up. We're all meeting. Anyway, so Ben and I are driving down
Yeah.
from Brisbane.
Yeah.
It's like 4.5 hours, 5 hours.
Okay.
We've left late because it's me and Ben. And, you know, it's about 4 o'clock.
Okay.
And we've got the GPS, Emerald Beach. The pin, I didn't look at where the pin was dropped. I should have put in where we were going, but I just said Emerald Beach. Right?
Hey Siri, take us to Emerald Beach.
We've been here before.
I
Yeah.
already feel like
You know what's going to happen.
uncomfortable.
It's
I
fucked.
have anxiety.
Oh.
I just
Siri or Google is screwing you over. Is this what happened?
Yes. So we're driving down. We've been. Oh my God, Siri, shut the fuck up.
We didn't ask you,
Messing
Siri.
with our lives already. Still messing with our
I
lives.
can't deal with the drama. Anyway, we're driving there. We've been there before.
Yeah.
We're driving south. The beach is on the left.
Yep.
Hinterland
did you
is
go
on the
home
right.
if it left?
What?
Did you not hear that?
The beach left.
The beach left.
So you
we
went
went
home?
Ha ha ha.
Okay.
That's
okay.
such.
So the
that's
beach
such
is on
your
the left.
sense of humor.
Yeah.
Anyway, we've been there before.
Okay.
GPS is like, take the next exit.
Okay.
And we're like, okay, this isn't the exit we usually take, but GPS must know better.
Okay.
Must. So we go, and it's like, turn right, go over the motorway, and we're heading up into the bush. Even though we know that the beach is there and that's where we're meant to be going. And we were so tired that we're like, nah, GPS must know better. This must be a shortcut because it was the exit before what we usually take. So we're like, we'll figure it out. Anyway, we're over the motorway now. We're in the bush. We're heading up to Russell Crowe's house because he lives up on the hill.
Oh, really?
Yeah. We
Okay.
could have waved to Russell.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, I should have just put his address in because that's pretty much where we were heading. Okay. GPS is like, all right, take another right. And it's a dirt road.
You're like, we've now
gone right and then right again. And we're on a dirt road. We're in my little Mazda 2.
Oh, no.
My little Mazda 2 is a fucking beast.
Oh, my God.
For any potential buyers, I'm selling it soon. Don't listen. Turn it off. Skip.
Skip to this part.
It's got a roadworthy. It's fine.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we're driving down this dirt road. We're like, no, it's fine. It's all good. It's all good. GPS knows best. It gets to the point where we're driving along this dirt road and we get to like, long story short, it's a fire trail that only crackheads use that have stolen cars. So, like there's like craters and potholes, and it gets to the point where
It's not an actual road. People
No.
don't actually drive down there.
no, and it's bush.
It's a clearing. It's a clearing for the purposes of breaking a fire and fire trucks going down there to put out a fire.
100%.
That is all it is used for.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And for us.
Yeah, and for you
So
guys.
it's like, say it's like a 5K like road. Where like 5Ks, that's not too bad.
Okay.
Where we're going, Emerald Beach, is at the end of that 5Ks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
We're 2.5 Ks in. I'm out of the car by this point, trying to direct the tires to like not bottom out my Mazda because it's like, it's crevices. And at this point, I am this close to fucking braking because it is 4 o'clock in the afternoon and it's getting dark and there is no mobile signal.
Oh, no.
We're going to die in the bush.
Yeah, wow.
We're going to die. That's where my head goes.
That's
anyway,
so bad.
we're like, nah. And Ben, like, bless him, he's like, no, it's all right. We'll get through it. And he's like, all right, we'll just keep going. And then we come around the corner and there's a ditch. It must have rained recently. There's water there. And I'm like, we can't go past this ditch. What are we going to do?
If it's flooded, forget it.
At least you had
If it's
water.
flooded, forget it. Absolutely right.
It's flooded, forget it.
Yes.
I've
So-
watched the TV ads.
Don't
I
do
know.
it.
Don't do it. It's
Don't
flooded,
do it.
forget it.
Are
It's not
Mazda,
worth it.
just are Mazda 2s like, are they four-wheel
Buoyant.
drive?
Buoyant. It doesn't matter. It does not matter if they're buoyant.
This is great.
it gets better. Trust
Okay,
me.
okay.
So you turned around.
So we're like, we need to turn around, but I'm like, I can't fucking deal with turning around because of what we've just been through.
Yeah.
Like that was so traumatic. So we're like, we need to call Towie. We need to call Towie, but we have no reception. So let's just send them a message and drop a pin and hopefully they come and get us. And they did. 2 Towies came out because a lot of people apparently do the same thing that we do.
Oh, no.
And just say we're going to Emerald Beach and drops a pin in the hinterland instead of at the actual Emerald Beach.
Oh.
These 2
I hate
Okay.
this, right? So I hate that, like, there's
They
a
know.
problem. There's an
They
obvious
know.
problem that they could have fixed from
Someone
that
could have put a
GPS
sign
and they're
up.
leaving
Someone
it.
could have put a sign up.
Exactly.
I'm making money of this.
Every local person that's put a sign up, the tow truck driver drives past on a Friday, takes it down.
Yeah, they're like,
Right? They're like, yeah, exactly. They're parked around the
Dirtbags.
corner.
where are the
They're
dickheads
like,
from Brisbane?
They're like, long weekend, I'm gonna work overtime.
Oh my God. To be fair, the 2 guys that came and got us were the nicest dudes. But before we called
Yeah,
them.
they're rich.
Yeah, of course they are.
Yeah, right.
You're always,
They
you're
go
always
there.
nice to the
They
people
make
making
half
money.
of the potholes just so then you call. They're out there.
Their days off.
Monday to Friday.
digging
They're
holes.
digging potholes in
They're
that
like, how
same
big can we
area.
make this crater? Where do you reckon they're going to turn around? Oh, these two have gotten further than anyone else.
bloody
That's right. We were
rednecks.
committed to the cause.
Rednecks coming out with TNT blowing holes in the road.
Correct. They were out there with a water truck filling up the crevice. It didn't recently rain, love.
Holy shit. Oh,
Okay, so-
I had like a massive breakdown because my straw had snapped. I was like, these guys are going to think that we're idiots. We're yuppies they're going to go, oh, these guys are fucking yuppies from Brisbane. And
Yeah.
I was so worried about what they would think about us.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyway, the towies was so lovely.
Oh, that's good.
Legit. They pulled up with their like little Toyota Hilux that would never die.
Yeah.
Ben got into the Hilux.
Okay.
And then one of the towies got into my Mazda 2. Cigarette hanging out of his mouth. And no word of a lie, one hand just palms it out of where we are,
Yeah.
turns it around, and we're heading out.
Yeah, he knows that road. He
Yeah,
made
'cause
that
he's
road.
done it before.
He made that road.
It's his fucking driveway.
He made it. He's very familiar.
That's so good. Okay.
There's another part to this story.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm so ready for
So
it.
we're driving out. We got the Hilux that'll never die with the towie and Ben in front, and me in my Mazda 2 with the guy cigarette hanging
Yeah,
out
yeah,
of his
yeah.
mouth. We're driving out and he's palming it. We're driving out. It's all good. I'm so happy they're really, really lovely. And then he's like, yeah, you know, like the only people that use this fire trail are fucking crackheads that have stolen fucking Hiluxes and want to bash up the cars, right? And it couldn't have been more perfectly timed that a Hilux comes flying around the road. So Ben's in this car. They've gone, oh shit. Turned, gone off the embankment, have ended up on their
no.
left hand, like on the passenger side door, Hilux
Wow.
up, right? And I'm just like, what is going on? Like
Was
I've
this
only
Ben?
just stopped crying from this is the clown car that's come
Clown
around.
car?
Yeah, and the reason
Oh,
why it's a clown car,
no.
so it's like it's probably a stolen car.
Yeah, yeah.
Seen Ben in the towie,
Yeah,
and
tried
has
to
gone,
go.
oh shit, overcompensated,
go.
gone
Yeah.
off the side of the road, down the embankment. It was quite a big drop off.
Yeah.
So they're up on the passenger side door, and I shit you not, 5 fully grown men came out of that car.
Wow.
One climbing out of the door that's facing the roof.
Yeah, wow.
Oh, facing the sky. Sorry.
Yeah, okay.
1, 2, 3, 4. They all come out, and I say to the towie, I'm like, should we call the cops? And he's like, no, let's drop a pin and get out of here. So we left. But those guys, as we were watching them, one of them was in the driver's seat, like on his side, like revving the car like it was going to help it. Like,
Yeah, flip it back over.
I'll get you out of here. Like, me. And it wasn't working. Anyway, we left. We gave the cashies some money, gave them a very generous tip because they saved our life, literally.
Yeah.
And then we got to the campground. That was literally like 15 minutes down the road.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah. And so anytime we ever went camping after that in my Mazzy 2 before
Yeah.
we got the Subi,
Yeah, yeah.
I would just like my bum would just clench like so hard whenever we'd like pull into like a gravel road. I'm like,
not
I
this
can't,
again.
I can't. But just like the events that unfolded with that was just
That's amazing. How good
Such
is
a
that?
good story.
Yeah.
it was a little bit cooked.
It's so
What's your
good.
camping story?
Yeah, it's got nothing on that.
Nah.
It's
It
funny though.
doesn't. It doesn't. To
Which
be
one?
fair, in order to get there, in order to get to the campground that we went to, James borrowed the work car.
Yeah, that's true. Yep.
Yeah, he borrowed the work car,
Which
and-
was a Hilux. I
which
think.
was a Hilux.
Oh, yeah.
And in order to get there, it is very washed out. So there is massive washouts, and you are like, we were fine, but there was a lot
I
of
was
people.
having a great time.
There, so it's near Agnes. We went to Rimbola, didn't we?
Yeah,
You remember
sure.
that?
That
Yeah.
would.
Yeah, you Rimbola.
Yeah.
Now,
Don't know.
funny, we did, but the reason I know that we did is because this isn't actually my traumatic story. My traumatic story happened when I was a child, when we went to Rimbola, and we kept getting told by my stepfather, oh yeah, it's just 10 more minutes. It took hours for us to get to the campsite. And so that just another 10 minutes is very infamous in our family. But on this particular occasion, we went there during the day, which was great. But it was traumatic because it is so washed out. And that's fine. We got there. We set up a tent. All good. But it's at an opening to so the creek goes to the ocean, basically where the campground is. And there is like 2 drop toilets, and that's basically it around that area. And it's in the middle of a national park. And James had said, oh, yeah, we're going to take a boat. And I was like, what do you mean? We're going to take a blow up boat because I want to go fishing in the water.
It was really not about fishing, but it was an adventure. Yeah,
And I was
so
like,
usually I'm about.
no, I don't want to do that. She was like, yeah, we're going to do it. We're going to go
And
fishing.
so I did.
We're going to go fishing. Okay. And I was like, well, what are you going to put the fishing stuff in? Okay, well, I'm going to put a reel. So we had a hand reel in a bucket because we were in a blow-up boat and we don't want the hooks to get anywhere. And we hopped in a blow-up boat that we basically had to overlap our legs either side to be able to fit in. And there was 2 oars, our legs wrapped around each other, and this bucket with this fishing stuff was in the middle. And so we go out into the middle of this creek. You could not swim to the other side. Like it's very wide as it gets to the ocean, right? And so
I
we're
love that
fine.
you're still straddling the coffee table, by the way.
Yeah. I need to be in the moment.
Yes.
And so we get a little far down, like paddling. It's fine. James like, yep, I'm going to catch a fish. This is great. I'm going to start fishing. I fish and gets a flathead. No, catfish.
Little catfish thing, yeah.
Didn't have any way of getting the hook out of it.
'Cause I didn't have
didn't have
pliers, I didn't have anything.
Didn't have anything.
Rookie error.
Just no way of dealing with it. So we finally sort out the fish and that's done. And then
Hold
we're
on.
just
So we're in a blow-up boat with
We're in a blow-up boat.
with I don't know if it was a catfish, but it was spiny. There
Yeah.
was lots of spines on it.
Yeah.
And we were like worried it was going to pop the boat.
yeah.
I had to, and it was slippery as fish are, so I
Yeah.
didn't have any gloves or anything. And I was trying to get this bloody hook out. It took like 2 minutes.
It took a lot longer than it should have. So that was already traumatic. I don't know why we were fishing. We didn't need fish. What could we do with it? Anyway, it's fine. We got
Like,
the fish.
what can we do to
The
kill
fish-
some time? Let's
the
go
fish
fishing.
went back. It was an adventure.
Come on, jump on my blow-up boat.
Adventure. I kept getting told. Anyway, so the fish went back in the water. The fish was
This is
fine.
so me though. This is so me. Adventure. Just whatever. I'll just do anything
The
new.
fish
Let's
was
go.
fine. The fish is back in the water. The fish is okay.
Okay.
So we're just flowing along when we realise, we've actually not been paddling and we have travelled quite a distance inland.
Oh, no.
Which is
How do
good,
tides work again?
right? Which
Oh,
is
no.
good because at least we haven't travelled out to the ocean. So like
Right.
good, right? Worst case scenario, we like go over to land and have to walk however far back.
You're in some mangroves.
Right. So I say, do we pull over to the side? James is like, nah, it's fine. I've got this. So there's 2 oars and us straddled in this little rowboat. So James is like, it's fine. I've got this. So he's rowing and rowing and rowing and rowing. And I'm looking at the side. Meanwhile, by the way, I've been drinking. Because what am I doing? We're fishing. I'm in the middle of the boat, in the middle
She's
of
the
we
passenger.
are camping. I'm
She
a passenger.
drinks. She entertains.
I drink. This
That's
is
her
my
thing.
this is my thing. So I've been drinking beers in the bucket when we had the fish and the stuff. I put drinks. Like what
Fuck
else am
the
I supposed to put in
pliers.
there?
Bring the
Bring
beers.
the drinks.
Exactly.
So 1, I'm out of drinks. We need to go back. 2, I need to pee. It's become very evident that I need to pee, and I probably need to pee pretty quickly.
You don't want to pee off the side of the boat?
I can't get out of the boat and get back in the boat because it is
No,
a
but
blow-up
just like
boat.
in the boat. and,
I
like,
couldn't. It would capsize us. I can't really move. I need to. So I'm like, what are we doing here? No, we're going.
What a
So
dilemma.
I know.
James is just
I had to
rowing
go
and rowing
faster.
and rowing because
I had to row faster.
It is
Pressure.
just- it is
Pressure.
pushing
Pressure.
us further down the river. And as fast as he's
You know
rowing,
how, like,
we are
motivation
barely
really
moving.
helps.
Barely moving along. Barely moving. And I'm like, oh my God.
We're never gonna get there.
And he is
We're gonna die.
sweating, and then he's like, "Okay, I just need a moment." And in that moment, then he stopped rowing. We've gone right back to where we were before, because the tide has gotten so strong. So he's like, "Okay, all right, I'll just keep going." So eventually, I've not made eye contact because I just can't now, and I'm just trying to not pee in this boat.
Don't look at me.
And he, what is that? It is
Don't
that.
you dare look at me.
Don't look at me. Don't look at me.
Just in case she needs to pee. Don't look at me. And
So
I'm like
has-
looking her in the eye. No.
If Shiwi wants to sponsor this podcast,
Yeah, that's twice I've mentioned peeing on the side of the road
Yeah.
or out in public. So he has eventually like paddled us pretty much all the way back to, I don't know how, all the way back to where we started.
oh, you
And
made it.
Yeah.
he
I went full hero mode. I was
He did.
freaking
I
exhausted.
couldn't look. I
My
don't know how it
arms
happened.
were
I blacked
so
out.
sore.
I'm just trying to not pee. So I get to the bottom. So we pull up. I run all the way to the top of the hill where the toilets were, and pay no attention to him. Come out, and I'm like, oh, thank God. And I look down, and he's just like,
I'm laying on the beach, yeah.
just dying.
But how good was that pee though?
Oh, it was the best. It was so good. It was so
Like when you
good.
pee so hard.
Yeah, it was the best.
That's some
so
good camping story, right?
When we relocated to Brisbane, let's say 2 years later, I was like, oh, do we really need to bring the inflatable boat?
Yes.
I was told yes. It's never been used again. So we no longer have the inflatable
we got the paddle boards and stuff. So yeah, but it was an adventure.
2024 goals.
I know.
Take the
right?
boat out. Content. Everything is content.
I am always about making adventures because adventures make stories. So
True.
and that's what life's about. Make some stories, guys.
That was a really good story.
It was fun, man. It was fun. And your story was glorious, even though it's caused you many trauma.
Yeah, I'm good now. Now
yeah.
I have an SUV.
Yeah. That was a good. We did the recording, and then it didn't record, and then we did it again, and then we got to here.
We've overachieved.
We have overachieved. I feel like this one was better.
I think it was.
Yeah, I agree.
Good challenge. Well done, guys.
yeah,
Okay.
nailed it.
We're going to go into the next bit, which is game time. So join us there, and after that, we'll go down the rabbit hole with some fashion stuff. Let's do this.
Down your hole.
Wow, that was quick. And now we're into game time. We
Game
didn't
time.
even have a long break or anything.
I'm also just going to say that wasn't the game time song and I'm sad.
Oh, you want some of this?
There we go. We're ready now.
Everybody now.
Okay.
Everybody.
The right vibes.
It's game time, game time. Gotta get a little with you. With your face. Oh yeah, it's game time. I cannot believe you brought it. That is so good.
I'm so impressed.
So impressed.
I was like, oh shit, he hasn't
He's
done
not
the
gonna
thing,
do
and
it.
I got a whatever it's called in my crutch. Come on.
I've been preparing this all day. Wow.
Sponsored by Mano.
That is so good.
God, I'm so impressed by
Yeah,
that.
right.
You know how the last few times I've been like, oh, I need some maracas?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then maracas.
I heard
So
that and I
good.
brought maracas.
So good.
Is that called a maraca?
I don't even know.
Yeah, it's called a maraca.
Is it?
Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
Maraca's such like a jagged sort of sounding word, isn't it? For something that sounds so sweet.
Maraca.
Shaka, shaka, shaka. Maraca. Sorry. All right.
Why was that so aggressive?
I know.
Okay, so
Anyway.
this whole time I'm sitting here with my phone like ready to go. Like I'm
Oh, shit.
so
All right.
focused on like
You're ready.
it's game time. I need to win. Like, I feel
On
a
a
lot
scale
of
of
pressure.
1 to 10, how competitive are you?
Okay, so up until like 18 months ago, I thought I was not competitive at all.
Meanwhile.
I really thought I didn't care. Like I just thought I didn't care. I really did. I was like, oh, it doesn't matter. And then I realized, no, I'm actually so competitive.
Yeah, she gets very upset when she doesn't win.
Yeah. I didn't know that about myself, but I do now, and I would say 10 or 11.
10.
What
I
are
would say
you?
10.
One more than whatever you are.
And I'd say whatever you are times infinity.
Of course. All right, guys.
Perfect.
So we are playing a game called Incoherent. There is going to be a picture that comes through to your messenger. For everyone at home, you can play as well. It'll come up on your screen. It'll be a jumbled up bunch of words, and you have to figure out what the actual statement is. Beck's like
just gave me the
freaking out.
biggest stank face just there. Just like, game on, Mal.
Game on, Mal.
I'm so glad you read that because that's
Yeah.
exactly the vibe I was giving.
You had subtitles.
Oh, yeah. I'm so ready.
All right,
Okay,
get it.
so it's best of 8.
Can I just confirm before we commit to this? Are we recording?
We are recording.
Okay, cool.
It's still
Okay, great.
recording.
That's a valid question.
Yeah,
I'll pay that.
it
Yeah,
is.
valid
Check.
question. Yeah,
Check.
great. Okay,
Check.
good.
All
Maybe I
right.
shouldn't have drunk so much. Anyway, here we go. So this is Incoherent, and we're going to send the first one through right about meow. It should have it
You can
right
see?
meow. So the rules here are you have to say it, Bliss, and then Bec
Yeah.
has to say it, and you have to keep going until you figure out what it is.
Freeze, age, ha, leak, hood, fell, oh.
People at home, what do you reckon?
Freeze age. Ha! There's an exclamation point after that.
Free J.
Freeze age. Ah! Leak hood fellow.
Freeze, age, ha, leak, hood, fellow.
And just for those playing at home, you can change where the spots are where you pause. You can
Freeze
lead
age.
in-
Ah.
yeah, you can lead into words differently. And I always like to bring the hardest ones first because it's just entertaining for
Don't
me.
you say to do an accent?
Yeah, that's right. Do an accent.
What
as
sort
well.
of accent fits this one?
Scottish, I think.
Oh, freeze age. Ah. No, that's really bad. I'm half Scottish and that. Forgive me.
Forgive me, my Scottish family.
I freeze age. Ah. Leak hood fellow. Fuck.
Freeze, free,
Freeze age.
free, Asia, something good fellow. Leak,
Free Asia.
Free Asia. It's not free, Asia.
Asia,
Nowhere near it.
free Asia. You
Free
heard me.
Asia.
Yeah, you
Should
can't
we break it down?
No, you can't hear anything different now. Free Asia, you heard me.
Free Asia.
Leak, good fellow.
I do like a good leek soup. Potato and leek soup slaps hard. Freeze Asia. Leek like Frasier?
No.
Freeze Asia. Leek hood fellow. Lee good fellow. Good fellow. Oh. You've got it.
You ready for the
What is
hint?
it?
Yes, we're ready for the hint.
The hint's going to come out and you're going to be like, I know this.
Yeah,
so
fuck
it's
off.
whoever gets it first. Birthday.
For he's a good, jolly good fellow.
Feliz Navidad.
Oh,
I
he's a
Merry
jolly good
Christmas.
fellow.
Christmas. Yes, for he's a very good jolly fellow or whatever it is.
For he's a jolly good fellow.
But he's a jolly good fellow.
Oh,
exactly.
so good.
Good job. Good job, Liz. So that's one for you, Liz.
That was hard.
It
That
was
was
hard.
hard.
That
That
was
was
a hard one.
Fucking
But he's
terrible.
the exclamation
Yeah.
point got me.
Okay, next one's coming through now.
Hype, people, earth, dahe.
Hype, people, earth, dahi.
Hype, people, earth, dahe.
If you guys get it at home first, make sure you put a comment in. Just saying sucked in. I got it way quicker than you guys.
Hi, people, earth today. Hi, people.
Hype, people, earth, dahe.
Liz, have you got it?
Yeah, I think so now.
Oh,
What do you got?
fuck.
Happy birthday.
It is. Happy birthday.
Oh,
That's
After the
two
last
for
one.
Liz.
After the last time I read it out loud.
birthday. Doesn't sound anything like it. Quite frankly, I don't believe in it.
Happy birthday.
What are we going to? 5?
8.
Yeah, so it's
Best-
a best of 8. So
best
it's
of
like, it is 5.
Out of 8. Like, well, yeah, it is 5. Like, whoever gets 5 wins.
So she was right. So she wins that.
She does. 2 points to Liz. I'm in the losers bin. All right, let's go.
This one's yours. You know,
Next one's
it
coming
gets
through.
easier as you go through.
Right now.
Okay. Ice, male, ask, hunk.
I smell a skunk. I smell a skunk!
Yes, it is. I smell a skunk.
Well done.
Good
Well
job.
done.
I love that that's not really a saying.
It's not really, and
No.
that's the one you got. I love that. That's so
She's got a point on the board. All right. Very good.
All right.
Yes.
Excited.
Yes. Brought your own entertainment.
Next one's
Okay.
out.
My Kojak son.
My Kojak son.
My Kojak son.
My Sharona.
No.
Um,
I reckon
my
a Japanese accent could work for this one.
Yeah, it kind of does sound. I was going to say Japanese with like the san at the end.
Yeah.
my Kojak son.
My Kojak son.
Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson.
Good.
That is the one.
Very good.
So you're at 3.
Yeah.
Becky's at 1.
Yes. Still anyone's game.
It certainly is.
This is tense.
It's hard, isn't it?
It is hard.
It is
And
hard.
I was saying to James before listening to another episode, I was like, God, they're so dumb. Like,
Yeah.
I was driving and they were saying the answer so many times.
Yeah.
But now that you're looking at it, reading it, it's really hard.
It is so hard.
It
Yeah.
is a lot harder than
Greatest,
Yeah.
like, sympathies.
sympathies. All right, next one's coming up, and it should be out right about meow.
P sank white.
P sank white.
P sank white.
P sank white.
Yeah.
P sank white.
Did I say that?
Peace and quiet.
Yeah. It's
Oh, peace and quiet!
I love how you're saying it, and I'm like, yeah. And you're like, did I get it? Because you weren't sure what it was.
I was like, I
But
don't know
you
what I said, but
literally
did it sound right?
Was that it?
Peas and quiet. Peas and corn.
Sorry, I think Liz
Facts.
gets
Yeah,
that
Liz
one as
gets
well, because you're like
Shit, I gotta pull my socks up.
oblivious to what it was.
Yeah, I don't think you actually knew what it was.
No.
Is it? He's quiet.
It's been good.
Well, that's actually a good strategy though. Just saying it. Was
Just
this
say
what it is?
confidently. Say it confidently.
Yeah.
Oh.
Peace and quiet.
Peace ain't quiet.
That one was an easy one. All right, next one's coming through. This is a win one for Liz if she gets it.
Thick or loved hootie.
This one's a harder one.
Thick or love tootie?
Yeah, no. Good luck.
Thick whore loved hootie.
Thick or love tootie?
Tootie.
Yeah.
Thick
toot.
or loved hootie.
Thick or love tootie? I have no idea what it is. Do you know?
No. Shit. Thick whore loved hootie.
Thick whore loved hootie.
Thick or loved hootie.
Or. So like maybe or is like or, like this or that.
Could be.
Thick or.
I'm going to give you a hint.
Yeah.
It's a game.
Oh, piss off. Call of Duty!
It is. The Call of Duty.
I love the intensity that you yelled it with. I'm
Sorry, I probably just blew out your levels. Good luck editing that.
Have fun with that.
Call of Duty.
Yeah.
I'm really good at Call of Duty.
Are you?
Yeah.
Really?
What's the one that used to have plunder?
I don't know, Black
Call-
Ops or something. I don't
Oh,
know.
I don't know.
don't
I
know.
played it a lot during COVID,
Yeah, okay.
and I'm just such a pest. I'm a
Go
pest.
around and just destroy,
Yeah.
destroy
I
kids.
so would not have got that. So I'm so about the fact that you were very passionate about that.
That is nothing like Call of Duty.
No, it's not. The Call of Duty.
that
is it
was
not?
that was a
Thick
really
or
really shit one.
Fear,
Call of-
fear.
Yeah,
Call.
the Call of Duty.
It's not called the Call of Duty,
No,
is
but
it?
it's
Call of Duty.
No, but it's probably not the game. It's just saying you have
The Call of Duty.
the Call of Duty in order to like go to war. You got the Call of Duty. It's not about the game, but the hint that he gave was.
Oh, gotcha.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, ready?
Yes.
Oh.
So it's now 2-4, isn't it? Is that right? 2-4?
Yep.
Yeah, I got 2 on the board. Yes.
There you go. This one you have to stare into each other's eyes when you're saying it.
Wheel, yum, air, ream, he.
Will, yum, air, re, he.
Wheel, yum, air, ream, he.
Will, yum, air, re, he.
Now try put the pauses in different spots.
Wheel, yum, air, he. Ream, he.
William.
Just
William.
looked at me and called me
William.
William.
William. Areem.
It's not William.
Oh, it's not William.
Wheel, yum, air, ream, he.
William, air, ream. Ream, he. It doesn't roll off the tongue.
It
doesn't.
does it.
Wheel.
It helps if you're saying it to each other's eyes.
No, it doesn't.
It really does.
William, air.
Oh, I got it!
What?
Will you marry me?
Yes.
Is that it?
It is
Yay.
it. Good job.
Will you marry me? It's like you're proposing after you've had one too many espresso martinis.
Will you marry me?
And she's like, I don't know.
Your trouble, William.
Wait, how many times did we propose to each other just then?
Is it a yes?
You.
Is it a yes?
James, can you go away for a moment?
Yep. Piss off for a sec.
Yeah, sure.
Let
We
the
need a
ladies
moment
talk.
alone.
All right, here we go. So that's 4-3.
Yeah.
And Beck is catching
What
up.
a
here.
recovery.
Shit, what a comeback.
It's
Yes.
so good. All right, here's the next one coming through right now. Let's see.
Walk like canny chip some.
Walk like canny chip son. Oh, I got it.
What is it?
Yeah.
Walk like an Egyptian.
Yes.
Well
Good job.
done.
For all.
I like
Point.
chips.
So good. So
Points.
good.
Points. This is it.
For all. Okay.
This is match point.
Match point. This is love. After
We
the
got
marry
this.
me, this is love.
Got this.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. I've got to figure out which one I'm going to do here.
Flip a coin.
Okay. Let's do this one. This one's an easier one, so it'll be whoever gets it first.
Pierce Deers? Oh.
Say it.
Ears.
Yeah.
You both got it at the same time.
Tiebreaker.
All right, we'll do another one because
Okay.
you both got that
Yeah.
one. So. Oh.
That is like identical twins. It sounds exactly
Like
it is
Yeah, exactly
It's
like it is.
phonetically
exactly right.
Yeah.
sounded out.
Yeah.
All right. This one's another easier one.
Oh, I've got it already.
What is
Okay,
it?
go.
Itchy feet.
Yeah, it's
Like
itchy,
itchy
feet.
feet.
Good
Yeah.
job.
Oh, I hadn't even read it. Well done.
Good
I
job.
think that's it. You
Itchy
are
feet.
the reigning champion.
That was a comeback and a
What
half.
a
You had like
comeback.
1 and she was on 4, then you won 2 and then she was on 4.
Oh my god, to get that on
This is
podcast
Beck's
is so
neck.
worth it.
Everyone's going to clip that. Pew, pew.
You need to clip that.
I'm out of here. so good. Congratulations, Bec.
That was really hard. though.
Yeah, it is difficult.
That
It
is
is actually
hard.
difficult.
It's
But I
fun
feel.
though, right?
Do you feel smarter now?
Yeah,
Me
I
too.
think that's the thing. Like, I don't mind because it's so challenging, and there's no like, how do you get better at that? Do you know, like, how do you practice at that? I also feel better because you're leaving the state soon, so that's fun.
You're leaving the country. You're going overseas.
I am. Stamp my passport.
So, yeah, soon I'll be the reigning champion on the mainland. So.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
All right, let's go to the next segment. Thanks for game time and the maracas. I appreciate it very much. Let's go down the rabbit hole on some fashion stuff. The fashions. Fashions. It's a pretty groovy song.
It is a groovy song.
It's
this
groovy.
Is not our normal song.
No, I don't know. I keep
a
pressing
new one.
buttons.
You
I'm
just
like,
mix it up. I
just
like
mix it up.
that.
Yeah. This is very like.
You're getting into the dancing mood.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
the Brazilian dance.
Brazilian
That's what it is. Brazilian
Reggaeton.
dancing. Exactly. Love it. All right.
Would you ever get dreadlocks?
No. Oh, thank you.
Yes.
You would?
Oh,
or you want
yeah.
James to?
No, I would.
You want me to?
Nah, I don't
Nah, she
care what you
would.
do. I would get.
what you do.
I don't care what you do. I have thought multiple times of getting dreadlocks. Yeah.
Like when your hair's pink?
Anytime. It doesn't matter.
She
Yes.
just wants to be. Who's the singer in No Doubt?
Oh, Gwen
Gwen
Stefani.
She just wants to be Gwen Stefani. That's who Liz
Does
wants
anyone
to
blame me? Like, really?
be. Really?
Nah. Aim
She is a
high.
Get some
cool
dreads.
cat.
Aim high.
Yeah,
She's a
exactly.
cool cat.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So down the rabbit hole, that's what we're doing, just to bring us back to instead of just talking rubbish.
Wait, let's talk about Gwen Stefani and
Yeah.
down the rabbit hole.
Yeah, woo. So talking about fashion icons,
Sorry.
fashion icons, which is Gwen Stefani.
Yeah.
We're talking about fashion and weird stuff that's happened in fashion throughout history. So I've got a fun game that I brought along, which I've told you that I was going to bring along, which was the
Forgot about that.
Sorry, you didn't tell me you were bringing a
forgot
fun
what
game
it was.
along.
Yeah, and then everyone's like, "That's not fun." No, anyway, it's two truths and a lie. But I've got 3 truths and a lie. So,
Okay.
So three fashion things, fashion times, fashion things, fashion. 3 fashions.
Fashion.
Fashion that were true and 1 that's false. So you guys have to guess it. Bec, you brought death by fashion.
Yeah, I got a few things.
Got a few things. Unless you got some fun facts, is it?
Yeah, I honestly found out about this today, and then
She works well under pressure.
I do.
She
I
does.
actually do. And
It's a thing when you're with me.
based on dying, I was like, oh, I don't have death, but I've got really hurt. So that's kind of my theme.
Really hurt.
You'll be in pain.
You'll be in pain
yeah,
from the
so
fashion.
like from the fashion.
Cool.
Yeah, so that's a vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'd like to start first if that's okay with
Yeah,
everyone.
that's fine.
Permission granted.
Okay, here's some weird stuff, and I'll edit some pictures in here so people can see the pictures, so they know. But 3 of these things are going to be true. 1 of them's going to be false.
Okay.
The idea is you guys have to let me know which one's the false one at the end.
Do we
That's
have
the
to
game.
agree on it?
No, you don't.
Can
have
we
to agree.
pick separately?
You can pick separately.
Okay, great.
What
Yeah.
this really
What
means is this a competition?
Yeah. Oh, see, this is why I didn't know that it was a thing. That's exactly what I mean.
It was
Is this a
laying
competition?
dormant,
Yeah,
and it's just like-
okay,
All right,
great.
lay it on us.
Yeah, we
Let's
got this.
go.
Okay, so this first one is a padded or stuffed garment that is worn over the genitals of men in the 15th and 16th century, thought to have been intended to protect the genitals in battle or make the men appear more virile. So it looks like sort of like a snail kind of padding over the thing, so it looks a bit weird, and it's called a codpiece. So that's
real.
number 1.
That's real. 100%.
100%. You going for that one?
That's
All right. All right.
I'm not deciding now. I'm going to wait until the end.
Yeah, right. Well, I just gave you a point.
Mourning jewelry, so crafted from the hair of deceased loved ones. Victorians, known for their elaborate mourning rituals, would incorporate hair into lockets, bracelets, and rings. The dirigible dress,
Okay.
or
Number 3.
dirigible.
Okay.
Dirigible.
Sort your shit out.
That dirigible. That makes sense. Dirigible dress, inspired by the hot air balloon craze of the 1800s. This outlandish gown aimed to make the wearer appear as if they were floating on air. The dress itself would be made of lightweight silk but the real spectacle came from the massive rigid petticoat underneath. And then macaroni fashion, which is number 4. This was a fashion trend for men in the 18th century that involved wearing the elaborate and flamboyant clothing. Men's coats were brightly colored, decorated in ruffles, ribbons, and embroidery. They also wore very tight-fitting breeches. Those are the 4.
So hold on.
Now,
Can
they are all pretty outlandish.
I just say, as a clarifying question, is one of them a lie? So, sorry, did you make one of them up?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Should we do like a 3, 2, 1 and say what number?
Yeah, okay.
Because
yeah.
I think I know which one
Okay.
is a lie.
Yeah, cool.
Okay. What do you got?
Do you?
Oh, I have a guess. Yep.
Okay.
I'm ready.
3,
Ready?
2, 1.
2.
4.
Oh,
2 and 4.
Yeah.
shit.
2 and 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're 2
Yeah.
Yeah.
and 4.
Yeah.
So number 2, just to go through it, is the morning jewelry. Is
Yeah.
that the one?
Victorian.
Morning jewelry was true.
I told you it was true. I literally looked at you. There is video footage where I was like, that's a true thing. Because you said at the start, codpiece. So I was like, I'm going to look after
like,
you and tell you
"Here's
this
one
is
for you."
Exactly.
And I'm like,
look at the
nah.
footage. And I'm literally like, this is a true thing.
I'm like, nah, she's playing me. She's competitive. I thought she was throwing me.
Not dirty though. Competitive, but not dirty.
Oh, no,
Yeah,
sorry.
right. So that was a true thing. So in the Victorian era, they actually used to do a lot of morning things.
Yeah.
Like they
They
used
did
to take
weird things.
they used to
So
take
weird.
pictures, like a portrait of
Of you-
the
once you're
family
dead.
with their dead person.
Yeah.
And they'd
They would
make
pose
them up,
them
they'd
and
pose
stuff.
them and stuff like
Yeah.
that. A lot of the pictures you see of that era are
with
that,
dead people.
because that's when they had the money put aside to have a picture of that moment.
Yeah, they had it with dead people.
That's really sad.
It is
Oh, it
really
is.
sad.
It's
It's
actually
even
terrible.
worse when it's children.
It is.
Oh.
And a lot of the time
Did
it
that
was.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of the time it was with children. It's
I know.
terrible.
They could have spent that money on taking photos when they were alive.
But they
right?
didn't.
That makes
They-
sense, right?
yeah.
Make stories while you're alive, guys.
Yeah, it does. I'm not even getting into it. Yes, it does. But yes, it does.
Yeah, and cool. Okay, so number 4, was your
Macaroni
one.
fashion.
Macaroni fashion was actually real as well.
Okay,
Stop
great.
it.
No bullshit. That's what they actually called the look. That they
Yeah,
had that flamboyant look with the coats, the bright colors, the
I hadn't
decorated
heard of
with
the
ruffles,
word
ribbons.
before.
No.
Yeah,
It sounded
so-
delicious.
Yeah, the description of it sounded fine, but the terminology didn't sound familiar.
Terminology, the macaroni
So it has to
fashion.
be
Yeah,
number
macaroni
3 that's
fashion.
not real. Because I know about the cod pieces. I'll look that up.
Yeah, but his cod piece is snail based. I mean, he talked about it being snail.
Did you G it up? Because I know that the cod pieces had something to do with like them being like, hey, I'm a man.
Yeah, it did, but I don't think it necessarily was snail
snail.
related. Yeah.
I have a picture of it. There you go.
Okay, so we're all good on that.
Looks like a weird snail. that
Okay,
they've
so
put in
it's
front
so
of it.
it's number 3,
Yeah.
which is
So number 3 was the dirigible dress. So
Which
the one
was-
that looked like a hot air balloon.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I actually didn't make it up myself. I put it into ChatGTP and said, make up something. And
Yeah, great.
just to double check that it didn't use real things, I said, is the dirigible dress actually real or fake? And it said, yeah, this is completely fictional, invented for this conversation. It's believable because
Yeah.
it incorporates real fashion elements of the 1800s.
Yeah.
yeah.
The whalebone petticoats.
Oh, that's such a good segue.
Yeah.
And all that the hot air balloon craze of the 1800s,
Yeah. Well done.
which was in
Because
your TV show or something, wasn't it, Liz?
Bridgerton.
Absolutely.
How good.
Oh, love Bridgerton.
Oh,
Okay.
Great
Wishbones.
introduction for us, I think, and segue into what you would like to talk about, I believe.
yeah. Where you were talking about the big like billowy dresses.
Okay.
And the whalebone like skirt things.
What's a whalebone skirt? Tell me. Well, I don't know. I've just read things.
So I was looking up, like, I was trying to find things that were like, you know, have people died for fashion, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And it turns out back in the olden
Brutal.
days, a lot of people died for fashion.
What?
Because it was like a status thing. It was like, you know,
Okay.
I'm so rich, I can wear this. Like, fuck everyone else.
Yeah, right. But like, why would they kill themselves for it?
Well,
Or-
It's called fashion. Look it up.
Fashion.
yeah, I think it was the risk of it. Like,
Yes.
it wasn't inevitable that they would die from it.
Okay.
There was a certain amount of risk involved in it that kind of made it, you know, you would never get involved in it unless you could afford to do that. There was a certain amount of inherent risk.
Okay. So what was the risk with these wishbone things?
So the thing that I looked up was I don't know how to pronounce it, crinolines. And they're like the big skirts.
Okay.
And, you know, like the saying, like the bigger the hoop, the bigger the you know, it was like the bigger the skirt, the bigger you were in society. It was called
Yeah.
a crinoline.
Okay.
And it was originally made with like horsehair. And then that was quite heavy. So then it turned into, they used whale bones
Okay.
and stuff like that to make it lighter. However, you know, like back in, I think it's 1800s, you know, you got a lot of fires in the house.
Okay.
So you've got, you know, fire in your
Yeah.
lounge
No
room. You've got
way.
people smoking cigars. You've got coal in the kitchen. You've got people in these big billowy
way.
dresses. And there was advances in technology where women could have more fire retardant material.
Yeah.
But the fire retardant material was ugly.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wasn't pretty.
right.
It wasn't pretty.
Yeah,
So
it
people were
wasn't.
like, no, I don't want to go that way. I want to have the pretty stuff. I don't care if it's a little bit more like
Yeah.
flammable.
Wow.
And there is a statistic that I did find.
Okay.
Let me find it. So in England alone, the British Medical Journal estimated that crinoline related fires killed over 3,000 women in 1860
In 1 year.
in 1 year.
3,000.
Because also, like, the skirt was so big that they couldn't see their feet. They didn't know their circumference.
Yeah.
And
So
so,
more
they just turn a
likely-
corner wrong and the back of their dress hits a fireplace and gone. Think of how
Yeah.
many layers they have on
God.
under that. They've got like
Yeah.
their like pantyhose and like the bloomer things and like the corsets and stuff.
That is
And if
ridiculous.
you're not concerned about the impact of that and the fact that your entire dress is kind of like lined, ready to engulf you,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter what you do from that point. There's no getting out of it.
No, you're done.
And in society at that time, it was deemed to be appropriate to be wearing the right style of dress. Like in society, it didn't matter about flame retardant or anything else. In society, you needed to be wearing the right style and the appropriate style.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. That
Even
is
if you
so
died.
crazy. 3,000 in 1 year.
Yeah.
In the yeah,
Legit.
Wow. Could
And
you
again,
imagine
like,
that in
more
the
fires, right? Because the amount of polyester we wear now, like
Yeah.
if we were near fires, whoa.
Yeah, if we had
Yeah.
like a fireplace in every
Oh,
room
but
and
also,
like
like-
coals in our bed, like,
But
you know.
different for us because, like, okay, so I walk out in polyester. So I'm wearing this. I walk past fire. It catches fire. It's gone. I'm naked. Do you know? Like, there's not.
You've
like,
only got one layer on. You don't have like 10 layers on where
do you
you're
know,
like,
like,
shit.
You know, I've got like a cotton bra and a cotton underwear. Like,
Yeah.
it's not. It's gone. And then I'm just sitting there naked. Like,
like-
well, this is very uncomfortable. There is not.
There's a breeze.
I'm just
is
sorry.
weird.
I'm going back to like Bridgerton, right?
Yeah.
How there's not many people in Bridgerton, or you don't see that many people at these
Yeah.
high end.
Well, there's a lot though. There's a lot there.
Obviously, there
In
is
society.
like 3,000 women died from this. Like that's
mean,
a lot
That's
of
the
people.
whole cast of Bridgerton.
Yeah, I know.
Poof, done.
but look
gone.
at the amount of people that are
That's
in.
almost like a whole town, you reckon, back then?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
but okay, so let's
All
use
gone.
Bridgerton as an example. Bridgerton and the society was actually really large. So if you want to use that as an example,
Okay.
super huge what it would have looked like because everyone comes in during that time.
Okay.
So a huge amount of people in society. Not everyone is invited to every single ball.
Yeah.
And there is a lot of people there.
Except the Bridgertons. They
Except
go to
the
all the
Bridgertons.
balls.
Because it is about them. I don't know if you know how a TV series works, but like they need to be in every single part. It's so weird, but that's how TV series works.
Okay.
Do you think they were really
it's not
like
accurate.
blasé about it? Like, oh, did you hear that Charlotte went up in a ploof of smoke?
She's dead.
Oh, dear darling.
I think
Oh, well.
Terrible. Oh.
fire could have been looked at really differently at the time. So like even fires around, like once a fire started, like that's it. Do you know? Like
Yeah.
think about the fire started. It probably wasn't just them. It was probably the house. Do you know? Like that's
Yeah.
it. Once it starts, they
Did they
didn't
have fire trucks?
They did.
Fire horses.
Oh,
Carriages.
We need to get into
fire
that
horse
later.
carriages.
So I need to get into that later. But they
Clippity
didn't
clop.
have the capacity. And think about the time it took to fill up the water to
Yeah,
get
with
it to the
buckets.
location to be able to get rid of. Like it's so ridiculous.
Yeah,
So,
what if there was two fires from the cantaloupes or whatever they're called?
but the
The
problem
dresses. Wow
Yeah.
dresses. Cantaloupes. What were they called?
Crinolines.
Cranolines.
Yeah.
Cranolines.
two fires from anything is catastrophic.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
The whole castle's burning down.
and you have crazy amounts of fires in every single building.
Yeah.
So I could never live in this time because I don't think I'd be that great. Like I
Not
am
a fan.
clumsy. I'm clumsy.
Oh, yeah. You're kicking over a
This
candlestick.
is it. This is me trying
You're
to
going
around.
up to get a glass of water in the middle of the night. and you're like, yeah, shit.
I'm
All
gone.
right.
Like I just lay down. Like I mean, yeah, crazy. The stuff I looked up, got a bunch of control over.
What do you got?
Foot binding.
Okay. Yeah. right.
Yeah. So
I've heard of this.
So-
Is this in Japan or something?
China. Chinese foot binding was super prevalent in 1644 to 1912. It was outlawed after that. What happened was their feet were broken in order to roll the toes under to make the feet as small as possible.
And it kind of made them a little bit pointy.
Yeah. So I mean, like
remember
pointy.
seeing pictures of
They
this in a
roll
book.
they
Yeah.
roll the toes under and kind of make it kind of pointy. And you know, for what reason is that small feet seem like they're appropriate for this culture, and that's what's attractive in this culture. So they make them smaller, and you fit into these tiny little shoes because your feet are now like higher, not longer.
Is this where Cinderella came from?
I mean, it's the same type of thing, right?
The glass shoe that wasn't big enough.
But no, it is though, because no one else could fit into it. So it's
Like
that
the
same
idea
thing.
of it, yeah.
Is that I'm
Is
so
it really?
dainty. No, but it's a similar
trying
thing.
to be
Like
funny.
no,
It's exactly true.
it's not exactly.
Cinderella's
but it's
I
Chinese.
surprised myself.
so this is where I'll get into. But this is this theory that like smaller is better.
Okay.
That like if I make myself as small as possible, if my
Size
feet are as small
matters.
as size matters. If I'm as small as possible, that's super important. And so this was this sacred thing. You would never see a woman's feet unbound. You would never see them outside of a bandage. But like imagine walking along with your toes tucked underneath your feet. Anyway, there's a reason why it didn't appear on my list of like, what's the cultural things that we should bring in? Foot binding wasn't on my list.
No, thank you.
Fair
Yeah,
enough.
it wasn't on there.
Yeah.
You know, I think the most standard thing when I thought about what impacts people to the point that they could possibly die is corsets.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Absolutely.
Have you ever worn a corset?
No, thank
I'm
you.
going to say no, and I hope the answer is no.
Have you
But
ever worn a corset?
I
though?
have, absolutely.
Okay.
On
Have you ever
me-
worn a corset?
No, I have not.
Yeah.
Tell us what it's all about.
I don't think it necessarily kills people, but changes biology to the point of injuring people,
Okay.
I think is corsets.
Okay.
And
Corsets.
it's funny because it's not new.
What's-
And You're laughing at my dog, aren't you? I'm so sorry.
She is burying into that blanket.
It's because I didn't put a blanket over her. My apologies.
Rude.
I've just covered my dog in a blanket. We should be fine now.
No.
Okay.
Everything's fine.
Everything's fine.
So have you done a corset?
I've worn a corset.
You've worn a corset.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
how glorious was it?
Not glorious at all.
You didn't enjoy it?
I'm not going to say I didn't enjoy it. I'm going to say it was uncomfortable.
Okay.
But I understand why people wore them.
Are you a different person now that you've worn a corset?
No. I don't wear corsets now. I just happened to have corsets at the time and wore them for a bit of time. So funny actually, the time that I wore a corset out was when I lost a bet with my best friend. And the bet was that whoever lost got to pick the outfit for what that person wore out. Oh. And my best friend chose that I wore jeans, a bridal corset, which who knows why I had one. I don't want to talk about it. I had a white corset. Don't ask. We don't need to know. And then a red leather jacket that was like calf length.
Right.
And that's what she chose for my outfit.
What a
going
look.
out.
Yeah.
It was a vibe.
That's like Resident Evil kind of.
Yeah.
And it was, you know what? It was 2005. It was such a vibe.
Yeah.
Such a vibe. But you know what? Corsets for me are fine because they're on occasion and, very rare. That's actually not the problem. The problem is when they were worn every single day.
Okay.
The problem is actually not even when they were worn every single day, but they were worn from infancy. So what I found when I was
infancy.
Yeah, from children.
When you were just a baby.
Baby.
Yes. They were advertising. So I don't know the full details around. They can't quite pin together who and when, but they was advertising for children's corsets.
Oh.
Which leads to believe that children were wearing corsets.
Okay.
That's really gross.
Yeah, it's a bit icky.
It's
isn't
kind
it?
of like the whole like foot bondage thing, but like molding growing body to be like.
Yeah, I mean, same thing, right? So that would have been done from a certain period of time. Yeah. This is done from early on. And the whole point is...
So this was because everyone liked what is it like called the hourglass look? Is that what that is?
Yeah. Oh, the corset does a couple of things. One, pushes the boobs out.
Okay.
Two,
I do like boobs.
Yeah, I get it. Two, pushes the waist in.
Okay.
But... I mean, the real risk, we have ribs and a corset.
Yeah. I remember.
That old shagger.
That old weird thing. that corsets doesn't really allow for ribs. And when we put corsets on and when we're younger, and if you were to wear a corset every single day, which is what would happen during that period of time, you would wear a corset and your ribs would then become closer together, I guess, longer. And what should happen with your organs is then completely displaced. So your organs would normally fit under your rib cage and you would have all of your digestive organs. And when you wear a corset, what happens is your ribs go in and then when you come out underneath and you have that hourglass, that's where your digestive system is. And that's not the way that your organs are supposed to be laid out. So you have things like pain, you have things like digestive impacts. But the other thing that you have is your lungs are severely compressed. So where women were like, oh, I'm so faint.
Is that why
they couldn't breathe? Yeah, they couldn't breathe properly.
It's the scene from Pirates of the Caribbean.
You literally cannot breathe because
so faint.
You would be so compressed with your lungs that
it's like half breath every time.
Exactly. You're like, oh, I'm so faint. Oh. Yeah, that's actually not because I'm so dainty. It was so common for that reason. But the reason is actually that my lungs are so compressed because I'm wearing this ridiculous corset.
And all they needed, it was like the equivalent of taking a bra off now.
Oh, right.
Imagine the relief of someone just pulling that string and just being like, and they'd be like, I can breathe.
Oh, my God. It would actually be amazing.
Oh, why was fashion so stubborn?
I don't know. But the other interesting part of society and over time is what good looks like. So I know we're talking about like external fashion, but you know, when we talk about different eras, there is like fat is so good because it's that sign that you are wealthy and you're important and you have enough money and enough food to be able to like be, you know, overweight, and that's amazing.
Opulence.
And then you kind of exactly, because you have money and you have enough, right? And then you kind of go through time and you go through these eras where being, you know, the hourglass look is fantastic, and then being wafy is great, and being up and down, and you get to, you know, the 20s era when you're talking about flappers and things like that, where the fashion is straight up and down.
Rude.
The flappers.
Okay.
Flapper
Flappers?
girls.
Flappers.
Great Gatsby.
Flappy girls.
Yeah, you're talking
Fringy.
about fringy. You're talking about people who are stick thin and using fringe dresses that were super flattering, because the reality is they had nothing because they were starved due to the fact that they'd gone through this major war. So it's off the back of a major war. Exactly.
And anyone that had boobs used they kind of like binded.
Correct.
Like used bandeaus.
Yeah.
To like
Strap them
so
down.
it was like straight down with the little fringing dress.
Yeah. So it goes through that time where, you know, super popular to have no boobs, be really thin, have this fringy look, and kind of go through over time where then if you were bigger, it's great. But then you get into another war and kind of the same history repeats itself, and you kind of come out the back and you go, okay, great. So we get to the 60s and we've got these like thin, twiggy models that are super popular. 70s where we're talking about free love and everything is great. And then 80s we get the mullet. And you know, when I followed history,
What a
I followed
letdown.
history, right?
like
It is such a letdown.
gonna get
And
a
I
mullet.
I looked through history and I'm going, do you know, like I looked in deep history and then I looked at, well, what did the 1900s look like? Yeah, I can appreciate everything that happened, and I summarized very, very quickly, by the way. There's a lot of stuff that happened, but summarize, get to the 80s and go, is that the best we got? Like really? 90s I get, but by the 90s we were already simulating things that had already happened. We were simulating.
We were on our way around again already.
We were simulating things that happened in the 60s, flares that happened in the 70s. You know, we were already simulating the 80s in regards to like rock, and then all of a
So
sudden
you're saying
we're back
that
into
fashion
the 2000s.
is secular,
Cyclical.
cyclical?
I feel like I just wanted to jump on the back of the mullet thing, just really quick.
Just hang on.
Yeah, there's tack
Just
on there
glide
for
around.
a moment.
Nah, do you guys remember back in school, like there was always that kid that had a shaved head, and then that weird haircut where it was like it was like half a centimeter of hair at the front, and it was like a weird little like it was like a little curl thing at the front. Do you remember? Did you ever have one of those kids?
That, yeah.
It was like fully shaved, and maybe if they wanted to upgrade, they had like a little plait rat's tail at the back.
Oh, that a rat's
Oh,
yeah,
and that
I
little
do
like
remember that.
what was that? It was like the front mullet. It
Did they
made
call
me so
that?
mad.
I think they called it a queef, didn't they?
Nope.
Was that not what they called it?
No.
I think it's something like that. What was it called? I don't
That
know.
was called like a quaff.
Quaff.
But
That's
that was
what it
when
was.
like that was like back in like going out, and you had your little twist back, and it was like poof. It was
a
like
quaff.
you had to get the perfect like poof on top.
And that was called a quaff.
A quaff? Is that right? Did you
No
ever?
way it was a queef.
No.
I
It
can
was
tell
a
you that.
queef?
No, there's no way it was a queef.
No.
What are you talking
Why
about?
would someone go,
Why
"Oh,
is
I want a
everyone so
queef on
upset
my
about me
head"?
saying that? What? What is this? You're so upset right now.
I'm just gonna leave that for you to think about.
Yeah.
You just go and sit over
it on
there
your own
and have a
time.
good think about that.
Go look at that tomorrow in your day off, eh?
There's two more things in history that stand out to me.
Okay.
One is a bit more historical. One is kind of leads into current day.
Okay.
Okay, so one is radium jewelry.
Yeah, I saw a bunch of this.
Radium was used in watches, right? As glow in the dark kind of stuff to
It was
link
used
things.
in heaps of glow
Yeah.
in the dark stuff.
Yeah.
It
Like
wasn't
when you
just
had the
watches,
glow in the
but
dark hands on
Yeah.
your what?
But
As a
think
kid?
back. No, I think
No,
back
no,
further
Before
than
then.
that. So
Okay.
way before
All right.
then.
All right.
This was like the 40s.
Yeah. So
Okay, I'm okay.
20s?
I
I'm
mean,
okay.
if you think of Madame Curie time, that's the time we're talking about. A lot of the jewelry that had radium added to it, beautiful, gorgeous, and the fact is that it killed them.
Yeah.
And there was just no understanding at the time that it was going to have that impact. Yeah, I think that's really interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was terrible, actually. The Radium Girls. That's what
Yeah,
they were
the Radium
called.
Girls, yeah.
So they worked in factories with the paintbrushes,
Yeah.
painting the things, and it was watches and jewelry and all that
And
kind
they
of stuff.
to try and get
they're-
the paintbrush like to be like fine pointed again. They would like put it in their mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you're
Yeah.
like when you're
Yeah,
threading
you're
a
like-
needle
yeah,
and
exactly. You're like, "Ugh," and then you'd put it back in the radium, but you would get radium in your mouth, therefore you'd ingest it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they'd have like necrosis and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So there's pictures of it on the internet. It's not
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Their jaws were like falling off
Oh.
basically
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
Yeah, absolutely awful stuff.
One of the things that I looked up was dresses back in, I think it was the 1800s. It may have gone back to early 1800s, but I can't remember the date. But using that arsenic
Yeah, right.
as a dye because it made
Yeah.
that beautiful emerald green
Yeah.
color.
Yeah. Yep.
And it was around the time where lighting was changing from like flame lamps to like, Thomas Edison with light bulb.
Oh,
I think it
right.
was, or there was
Yeah.
something to do with the change, and the emerald green kind of like glowed under the new light that all of the big houses had,
Oh.
and so all of these people are like, they wanted to be like the emerald of the ball or whatever. And
Let
they're
me
getting
shine bright.
yeah, and they're like
tiny
bloody skins like peeling off, and they've got ulcers from like the arsenic on the dress, and they're
no.
like, nah, don't care, look hot.
It'll look hot. Oh my god, that's terrible.
So that was like,
Yeah.
and a lot of people would like have died of arsenic
Sorry,
poisoning.
is there a problem with this?
People
Oh,
were
they
dying.
died. They died.
They
Okay, yeah,
died.
Is there a problem with
But then also the
They
poor
look
people.
good. They were in the new light. I mean, I was just failing
They're in the
to
new
see.
light with the emerald green,
Yeah,
and it's
like,
beautiful.
they're
We
living
love
their
a good
best
emerald
life.
green.
Exactly.
They're like, yes, and like
Yes.
it's like
Yeah.
like when you go
Yes.
somewhere and you can't pick a wedgie because you're like, nah, I'm in a beautiful dress, can't pick
I
my
got this,
wedgie.
I got this, I'm
But
fine.
this poor chick was like, I've got a welt here because
Yeah.
it's like arsenic.
Oh my god.
But then also just kind
terrible.
of like linking back, like the people that were doing the dyeing of that
Yeah.
fabric, they had like all of the
Oh,
people you think
no.
like back in old
Yeah.
England, like people dyeing dresses and they
Yeah,
just getting
in arsenic. Not great.
Yeah.
Not great at all.
But how
Horrible
good's
times.
emerald green though?
Oh,
It
brilliant.
looked
brilliant.
pretty.
The other thing I found, which is not necessarily fashion, but I think it's really interesting,
Okay.
is the neck rings in India.
Okay. Well, that's kind of fashion, but it's cultural
In
as well.
India?
Oh, sorry, in Africa, but talked about coming from India in history.
All right.
Okay.
So-
So this is this the neck one?
Yeah.
Yeah, where they
the
stretch the neck.
multiple.
Did they sleep with these things?
Yeah, they never took them off.
Once they're on, they're on.
It's stretched out, and it's actually not using the neck muscles to be supported by. It's
You
using
just
the
have-
rings. You just have all this jewelry.
So they're
There's-
lazy.
Yeah, it's
That's what
just
you're saying.
supporting.
They
Yeah,
just-
They haven't had a chance to build that muscle.
Yeah.
yeah.
No,
I don't know. I
they
wouldn't
just
say
need
they're
to go-
lazy. That's not what I said. That's what you said.
That's what you said, James. We're throwing you under the
Just
bus.
said they're lazy.
Is culture fashion though?
I wonder.
I
I
don't
wonder
know.
what the the ideology behind it is, though. Like, what was their belief of having a long neck? Because it's a form of deform. Like, it's like the foot binding thing.
Yeah,
it
it is
deforms the way that you're growing. What's
It
the
is
point?
it is a form of beauty, as in their god and their ideology was that a long neck was more beautiful.
Was it guys and girls that did it? Or
It was just
girls?
women.
Oh,
Just women.
Oh. Did guys
Yeah.
already have a long one?
No, guys, as it would turn out, weren't victims of fashion in history as much
Fancy
as everyone
that.
else.
Fancy
Weirdly
that.
enough,
Really?
they actually didn't pop up in the corset one or
No.
that one
The big
or the big
dresses?
dresses. Yeah, weirdly enough, guys didn't really come up in the like victims of dying or being injured by fashion.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's strange.
That's weird.
Yeah, it is.
Why would they do that?
I don't know.
Okay, well, this has been quite a rabbit hole, and I'm going to jump out of this rabbit hole before I get destroyed and trampled on by these women here.
It's for the best. It's for the
I think
best.
it's been interesting, though. Like,
Yeah.
it's I don't know about funny, but
No,
there's
it's funny, but
it's a real deep chat here.
And it's just clothes
It is clothes.
and accessories.
It
Clothes
is.
and accessories
Yeah.
and death and deformity. Destruction. So yeah, well that was down the rabbit hole, and I'm gonna sneak away from this one real quick. Liz, you were very passionate about that one, but we'll get out of here. Let's go. Let's go. Boom.
Boom, boom,
Boom. Boom.
boom, boom.
Well, that was a fun episode. I had a lot of fun. Did you have a lot of fun, Liz?
I had the most fun.
A lot of fun.
I got a little sad there.
Did you have a lot of fun?
overall,
Where's
I had a lot of fun.
Where's your voice? You gotta do the voice, James. Commit to the bit.
So in our small break that we just had there, Beck's like, we all got to do a voice.
Yeah. And you didn't do it. I'm disappointed.
I got a voice. I don't know. Is that a good
That's
voice?
your normal voice. Come on.
Oh my god, terrible. Okay.
I don't do
I love that
voices.
I love that yours sounded like Cartman or something.
Yeah, it did.
Thanks for having me. It's been real fun.
I don't do any voices, which is so funny because one of my best friends, she really tries to do voices all the times, and every single voice that she does sounds Indian.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah, terrible. But she thinks it's great, and I make fun of her, and then I've just realised I can't do any voices, and this is a heartfelt apology to Courtney.
That's so good. Well, it's been good having you on back. We really appreciate it. It's been a laugh. Some of
It's been
those
so
stories
fun.
that we
Thanks for
went
having
through.
me.
Game time was great. I don't know if we could do a whole episode with that voice, but maybe a small segment.
Challenge accepted. Next time. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much for having me, Liz, along with the podcast. It was good to have you here as well, and having everyone watching as well. I appreciate the people that are watching up to this point. It's been a good time.
I'm so glad to be here and not watching. Watching last time was really hard. I'm glad to be back. I'm super excited. If you guys want me to stay back, I'd love to hear that on Instagram. Otherwise, if not, I'm happy to sit out. You let me know on Instagram. I look forward to it. I'll do a poll. We'll
Give
see.
that validation.
I don't think we'll have you sitting out again. We won't have you sitting out again. Anyway, thanks for coming. This is the Penniless Podcast. We'll see you next time. We've got another episode actually recording next week, I think it is.
Yeah.
So
Ooh.
that'll
Who's
be a
on?
fun one. We've
Is
got
there anyone?
Elle from work coming out.
Oh,
Yeah.
she's lovely.
She's a lot of fun, so that'll be good. She's going to bring some cards along or something, so I don't know what that means.
Oh.
I can't wait.
She's going to do a reading on us or something. I
So
don't know.
good.
I believe that's called a hook. You know?
Don't call her that.
No, I mean like for the viewers. Like,
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
you drop that little seed and, you know, come back next week.
Oh, don't forget next week,
Yeah.
guys.
Like and subscribe.
All right, guys. Merry Christmas.